Hi everyone and welcome to my first video blog for 2017. I've been posting blogs to my website for some time now and just thought I'd move into the video era. I know that that's a lot easier and more convenient for people, so I hope you enjoy the new service and I plan to continue it from here on in. So the topic I wanted to talk about today is one that's been coming up at recent client meetings. So it's obviously of topical interest to people, and it's around winter marketing. So the common question I'm hearing is people considering selling this year or soon, should we market our home for sale in winter or hold off and wait until the spring season? Now I've got a very clear view on this, and I'm about to share it with you, and that is that winter marketing can often produce really strong sales results. And the reason for that is simple, and it's just around the supply and demand equation. So what happens is our summer and autumn campaigns, those properties tend to all sell and those properties are off the market. We then get a lot of people who are considering selling who choose to defer their marketing campaign until spring, and we see a big upsurge in spring listings around that late September and through until Christmas time. That leaves a gap in the middle, which is your your three big winter months of June, July, August. And a lot of people choose to not market their home then. What that means for you, if you are comfortable marketing your home during that period of time, is there's far less competition amongst other properties for sale when buyers are looking in your area. So we always have buyers looking to move to an area at every time of the year. So if they happen to be needing to move to your area or wanting to move to your area during the winter and you're on the market, you're going to be one of only a few properties, certainly a lot less than what you'll be competing against later in the year in the spring selling season. So what that can lead to is potentially more interest in your property, more engagement by buyers into your property, and potentially better competition leading to stronger sales results. So I believe winter often delivers lower volume of sales, but quite often a really good strong selling point for an owner. So my advice is clear: if you're ready to sell and your home's prepared, get on the market. Don't wait till spring when everyone else is going to be doing the same thing. So on that topic, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is how do you prepare your home for a winter campaign? What are the specific things you need to pay attention to if you're considering marketing your home through the winter months? And I've got a few thoughts on this, and I'm going to share that with you next. So I mentioned that I was going to give some advice on three areas that I think are really critical when considering a winter marketing campaign. So I'm going to work from a checklist that I've made, and this is in the blog that's on my website, but the three areas I'm going to predominantly talk to you about are creating the most amount of natural light in your home that you can, the home property maintenance issues that you really need to ensure you're on top of before coming to the market, and three, how to create a nice, warm, welcoming environment in your home for when people are viewing your property during those winter months. So going back to that first point, how do you maximize the natural light in your home when you're marketing during the lower light months of the year with the shorter days? Make sure if you've got any large trees or shrubs on the north side of your property, which is predominantly where our sun comes from, the northern boundary, make sure that they are trimmed back, thinned, pruned back, to allow as much of that natural light to get through to your windows for your home as possible. It's amazing how much light can be filtered or blocked just through having dirty glazing. So windows cleaned inside and out, and if you've got skylights, and this is an area that's often neglected, so the skylights going through to your roof space, make sure you get up on the roof and clean the glass off so you get as much light through your skylights as possible. During viewings, have all your window dressings drawn back. You really want to get those window dressings pulled back so we get the maximum benefit from the size of the glazing and the windows that you've got. Ensure every light in your home is working. So it might sound simple, but it's effective. Just walk around, check every light bulb in your home and make sure they're all working. And if you've got some that are a bit dim, take them out and replace them with the maximum wattage bulb that light unit will allow for. If you've got a dark, overcast day during viewing, that interior lighting is going to be really important to create a bright and welcoming interior. The next thing is decor. So dark wall colour, dark carpet and dark furnishings can really exaggerate the low light environment that you get during winter. Go to a nice light, brighter, neutral colours and furnishings, if you've got lots of dark wood furniture, considering swapping that out for some lighter furnishings. That will make a big difference to the interior feel of your home. And this is where home stages can help you. So the professional advice and service that you can get from a home stager can make a really significant difference to the feel that you can create with your interior spaces. And that's their expertise, that's what they know how to do well. And lastly, setting your viewing times carefully. So every property has a peak window of time during the afternoon when the living areas of the home, the important areas of the home, are going to have their maximum light. Usually that's going to be midday, early afternoon, but it may vary from property to property depending on the location of large trees, for example. It might be that you need to have a window of time, an hour before or after that sort of peak time, just because the sun's going to be better orientated to clear a large tree on your property and get the best light coming through into your living areas. So those are my tips on how to achieve the best natural light within your home. The next thing I wanted to talk about is maintenance issues specific to a winter marketing campaign. What do you need to pay special attention to over and above all of the normal things that you would do preparing your home when you're talking about a winter marketing campaign? So the first thing I want to talk to you about is paying special attention to the roof, the cladding, joinery, so your windows and doors. Make sure they're all well maintained and there's no issues there with leaks. The last thing you want to do is have water coming through into the interior of your home during a viewing. That would be a bad look. So checking all those areas, making sure that they're all weather tight and in good condition. It's reasonable to expect that you're going to have wet days during your viewing during winter. If you then have decks, stairs, pathways with sort of moss and mould build up on them, not only will it look ugly, it actually becomes a bit dangerous. It's slippery, people can fall over, hurt themselves. We don't want that. So once you've moss treated those areas, I would still get in there with a water blaster and actually just clean them off so they look nice, fresh and welcoming, and it gives the appearance that your home is a well maintained property. During autumn, obviously, you get a lot of leaf drop, and they can fill up your gutters. If there happens to be a heavy rainfall during an open home or a viewing, it's a really bad look to have your gutters overflowing onto the deck or outside the front door or the pathways. People want to know that those are all working well. The impression that is made to a buyer when they first come to your property is so critical, and if they happen to view your home, your property, and it's got ponding water on driveways, patio areas, lawns even, that is showing that the property doesn't handle water well, that can be a real turn off for a buyer. So get an assessment done, check yourself, clear all your drains and cesspits and make sure they're all working properly, so that in the event it is quite wet, your property's still going to look good as all of that water just disappears. So the third point I was going to mention was creating a warm, dry and welcoming environment in the interior of your home for people that come in to view your property. So there's a few things you can do. Firstly, a lot of homeowners fall into the trap of closing their windows up for the winter because of the wet weather, and that creates a lot of condensation issues inside the home. So just for a period of time each day, cracking all your windows open and letting some fresh air through the house can make a huge difference to the health and the feel of the interior. Now, just to advance it even further, the home's ventilation requirements change as the seasons change, so we have to update our ventilation systems. So make sure your ventilation system's running in winter mode. And lastly, if you've got a heat pump or a fireplace, why not make your home nice and warm and welcoming to someone that's going to come through and view? Chances are the day's going to be cold before they come to your home to view, and they step into your house and you've got a lovely fire going or the heat pump's been on just to take the edge off and warm the interior. Don't make it into an oven, just a nice comfortable warm temperature. It's very inviting and gives people a feeling of what it would be like living in that house through the winter, and just really adds to the appeal. So it's something that I ask my clients to do for me before open homes, if they wouldn't mind getting their fire going or just the heat pump system going. So what does this do? Implementing these recommendations, well, it gives buyers a huge amount of confidence. I'll often hear the term during a winter marketing campaign with a buyer saying, well, we feel confident because we're actually seeing the house at its worst. And it is. I mean, it's at the time of the year when it's coldest, wettest, darkest. And if people can come to your home and feel confident in it even during that time of the year, it's a big, big plus, especially if they've been viewing other homes in the area that are on the market at the same time as yours, and they have not done these things and they've got a bad impression there, and then they come to your viewing, your open home, and just feel confident that the property is well maintained, it's dry, it's comfortable, it's warm. These are really big items for someone considering purchasing a property. So you can really engage them further in your home when comparing to other homes by just following these few simple steps. So just to wrap up this video, I wanted to just sign off with a couple of final thoughts. One is the general elections coming up on September 23rd, and historically every time there's a general election in the real estate sector, we notice there's a slowdown in activity just prior to the election, and that's just people who are a bit more reluctant to make major financial decisions before they know who's going to be governing for the next 3 years or so. So if you're considering selling in winter, my recommendation would be to get on with it soon. Don't wait until the month before the election, because we can have a natural downturn in activity at that time anyway. So if you're going to do it, get cracking into it soon. There's a link to all of this information in the description box of the video, so that'll link you through to my website and to the full blog information. So if you wanted to review anything that I've talked about, just link through to there, and all the information's there available for you. Look, I just hope you've gained a few useful tips today by following this video blog, and that if you are considering selling, that you have a really successful campaign, and I wish you the best fortune possible. Obviously, if there's anything that you would like me to help you with, or you'd just like some advice, I would always welcome your contact. So that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed my first blog. I'm sure they'll get better over time. First crack at it, so hopefully it hasn't been too bad, and that you've enjoyed it and got some value out of it, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.